Tour of Chongming Island, as many had expected, would come down to its third and final day to determine the overall winner of the first stage race of the UCI Women's World Tour. Heading into the day, the overall lead belonged to Wiggle High Five's JOLIEN, but snapping at her heels, two of the fastest women in the world, in KIRSTEN and Chloe HOSKING. While that trio would likely duke it out for the yellow jersey come the end of the stage, some of the up-and-coming speedsters sitting in the top 10 could begin to reflect on their Chongming experience.
Really strong riders out there and strong sprinters. The teams they're all really structured, trying to make the best lead out for the team sprinter, the captain. It's awesome to be in the top 10 with such strong riders.
I have faith in my team and they work really well together now. Also yesterday was really nice to see because the team was working so well and we had really good lead-out train and we just missed a bit too short. So today I hope even better. The plan for today is just full gas.
Feeling a bit better than yesterday, and I'm trying to defend now the yellow jersey together with my team, and I'm looking forward to the stage today. We just have to go for everything now, just for the two intermediate sprints and then for the final sprint. You need to win everything to win the GC, so we try to go for that.
Over 111 kilometres, Stage 3 would take in some of Chongming Island's best ecological landscapes. Starting and finishing once again in Xincheng Park, the riders were now familiar with the closing stages. With just 31 kilometres to the first intermediate sprint, there was little chance of any early attacks sticking. And sure enough, it would be HOSKING who took the maximum time bonus to close her gap to Dor to just 1 second. With that out of the way, the sprinters teams, especially Wiggle High Five, were willing to let a breakaway of Katia Ragusa, Anastasia Yakovenko, Ksenia Dobrynyna and Yixian Pugh gain a lead. By the time the escapees reached the final intermediate sprint with 27 kilometres to go, they held a lead of 2 minutes over the pack and crucially took away any bonus seconds from the GC contenders. That lead would be closed within 7 kilometres by teams determined to push the pace. Particularly active were WM3 Energy, even without a top sprinter in their ranks. It soon became clear why though. After a number of attacks, Valentina Scandalara, the lowest ranked rider in the GC, found herself out on her own with just 11 kilometres to go, turning the race on its head. But as soon as BTC City Ljubljana's Mia Radetic, just 17 seconds down on Dor, unsuccessfully attempted to bridge the gap, the writing was on the wall for the brave Scandalara. As she was caught with the Flamme Rouge in sight, the inevitable bunch sprint finish was teed up. Orica Scott, hoping to launch Sarah Roy, looked to have achieved the prime position with their lead-out. But there was to be no denying the trio who had dominated the overall battle. Wield opened up her sprint early, but only with Dor lurking in her slipstream, and the yellow jersey showed her undoubted class, passing her in the last 100 metres to claim her second stage win. The ever-determined HOSKING claimed the final podium spot, but it wasn't enough to deny Dor her celebrations with her teammates after securing overall victory.
We were sort of waiting for Wiggle to start chasing, but they didn't seem that keen. And because she lost a lot of time on the first stage, I was thinking, oh, maybe they're just going to leave her there. But in the end, all the sprint trains came out to play, and it was pretty chaotic in the finish there, and I lost my train. But yeah, came home for third, and yeah, not ideal, but what can you do?
For Wiggle it was the perfect situation with one girl in the front and she was in 5 minutes. But for us it was a bit stressful, and yeah, the girls worked so hard, and yeah, in the end we get her back, yeah, and I became second, so I'm really disappointed. JOLIEN is a really strong rider and I think yeah, she also works really hard for it.
It hasn't been easy with the crash. I feel like pretty sore also on the bike, but you know, it's just all in the mind, and if you can think of something different, and if you're sore in your shoulder or something, you don't feel your legs. So I was just riding on instinct. I wasn't thinking really, and yeah, it turned out really good in the end.
On the stage, Sarah Roy capped off a successful weekend with a 4th place finish, while Kendall Ryan handed Team Tibco SVB their first Women's World Tour top 10 of the year. In the final overall standings, CHRISTINA SIGGAARD rose 3 places to claim 5th, while former winner Annette Edmondson sneaks into the top 10. but it would be her Wiggle High Five teammate Daw who would pull on the yellow jersey and salute her victory in the 2017 Tour of Chongming Island. Hosking was rewarded for her efforts as she took the points classification. A day in the break handed Dobrynyna the Queen of the Mountains, and Maria Vittoria Sporotto showed the bright future of Women's World Tour sprinting by taking the youth classification. Yixian Pugh was the best placed Asian rider, while Ali Cipollini toasted their top team victory. In the only change to the top 10 of the UCI Women's World Tour rankings, Daw moved into the top 10 to 7th. Annemiek van Vleuten remains atop of the board. There's also a change in the youth rankings, as Sporotto's white jersey winning performance pushes her into 6th place, while Russian Yakovenko joins her in the top 10. Cecilie Uttrup Ludwig remains the rider to beat.